All right, Diamond Dave Bartoo. We're talking a little sports gambling, sports betting, brought to you by the Golden Moon Casino Sportsbook and Lounge, an award-winning Dancing Rabbit Golf Club. Bet 50, play 30 right now. It's going to be 70 degrees on Saturday. Bet 50, play 30. Pearl River Resort. We welcome in Diamond Dave Bartoo. Bartoo, where do you want to start? As far as we're getting close to March Madness, the SEC tournament, Mississippi State is, if the bracket was released today, they're in. Ole Miss is out. Bama went to Ole Miss last night and won. As far as the numbers that you're looking at, where do you want to start, big dog?
Well, so how about start with one of the new things I'm looking at for basketball. I know you and I have had a lot of basketball discussions before because we're junkies for it. Once college football clears up, and what I'm looking at right now, man, is I'm looking at home versus road performance.
I like that.
And the reason I'm doing that is I'm trying to take a look at, because I don't know about you, but man, when it comes tournament time, my attitude is pessimistic. I'm looking for the teams that are going to underperform, right? The teams that are going to go on the road in the SEC tournament and in the big dance and disappoint. And I kind of, inside the numbers, when you follow men's college basketball performance, road and home is ginormous. I mean, you're talking about like a 13% difference in scoring efficiencies. I mean, it's night and day for some of these teams. So, you and I were talking yesterday just a little bit about it. So last night I pulled up all of the home versus road scoring efficiencies for your SEC games coming up this Friday. So there's a couple teams on here that might make the tournament, but man, their road numbers are just I question them. Like we were talking about Alabama. I think that's the big one that stands out because Alabama, their offense is traveling, right? And what I mean by that is at home, they're 13th in offensive scoring efficiency. On the road, they're 10th in offensive scoring efficiency. They're awesome on offense. But at home, they're 117th in home scoring efficiency defense. So they are really, really tough at home. On the road, away from Tuscaloosa, 360th in the country. So, which is, and I think there's 364, 365 teams, right? I mean, it's on the road, the defense just gives up so much. Now they're trying to make up for it on the offensive side. They're trying to pull a Lincoln Riley here, right? Win it all on offense with no defense. So that was one of them that I circled that was like, man, that is a really big disparity, home versus road. Auburn's solid. Tennessee's pretty solid. Their defense doesn't travel as much. Their defense is 9th at home, 99th on the road. But that one really doesn't stand out. The Gators at home, 134th in defense, 264th on offense on the road. That was another SEC team that I circled that was like, man, that one doesn't sit too well with me either. Everybody else is pretty good.
What about the Dogs?
Your favorite team, Mississippi State. This one actually is a surprise. I like them better on the road than at home. At home, they're 216th in offensive scoring efficiency. On the road, they're 113th. They're better on the road. And defensively, 101 at home, 26 on the road. This dog team travels, dude. This dog team travels. So you're actually kind of the opposite of men's college basketball. So, if I'm looking at this through this specific lens, I really like what Mississippi State has a shot to do if they can get into the tournament.
Diamond Dave Bartoo on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. Is Auburn the most consistent team in the league, home and away, Bartoo?
Oh, yeah, they are. Offensive numbers, 15 on the road, 37 at home.
Wow.
Defensive numbers, 34th and 61st. I mean, they're the only team in the league that is double digits on the road and at home in both categories. I mean, it's really hard to do that, because you're talking 364, 365 teams. So, top 25 in college football is, top 15%. In men's college basketball, I mean, that's basically being in the top 50. So you got to look at it a little bit differently. So, yeah, Auburn is certainly the most consistent. Scary team defensively, Tennessee. Tennessee has put up some huge defensive numbers, especially at home. And, offensively, it's Alabama. So those are your real two. I would say Auburn is the most balanced one in the numbers. Tennessee has the biggest upside on defense. Alabama certainly has the biggest upside on offense.
Okay. What about Kentucky? Where did they offensively? I know they're good, but
they weren't playing. They weren't playing Friday, so
Saturday.
I didn't pull them up. Yeah, they weren't playing. Oh, okay.
They're playing Arkansas. Well, they host Arkansas this Saturday. But they just beat Mississippi State in Starkville by 2 points. The dude, Reed Shepherd, hit a shot with no time on the clock, or 0.5 seconds, whatever it was.
I
so
remember
we had a hell of a
Kentucky
game Tuesday night in Starkville.
Kentucky it goes with the Alabama theory at home. They're number 5 in scoring efficiency offense at home. Kentucky's wicked good at home, but they're 263rd in defensive scoring efficiency. So they just let people hang around at home. On the road, they're really good and balanced, 77 and 85. Wow. So here's another team that is on the road, not Auburn, but really, really dang good. I remember looking at this one yesterday. I forgot to pull it up this morning before the show. So Kentucky is one of those teams where, they have a great home offense, but the more balanced team is the Wildcats on the road. So they are going to be a pain in the butt too when it comes tournament time.
Wow. Cal may have a team. It's been a little while, and I love them. But when Dave says, was that 77th and 85, was 77 defense or offense?
77 offense.
Okay.
I think the big number, the potential of Kentucky. Okay, the potential.
No question.
5th in offensive scoring efficiency at home. 5th. That is bad. That is wicked, dude. I mean, so Kentucky has a massive amount of offensive potential. They haven't really put it together on the road, but that's pretty typical of men's college basketball. So that's another one that I would put in the Tennessee's defense, Alabama's offense, teams that have a unit that at some point can catch fire, because that's what we're looking for in a tournament, right? You get in March Madness, Sure. You're trying to catch fire for 8 games. And so I'm kind of looking at it of who has the biggest potential. It's just like with college football, right? Who has a top 3 offense, who has a top 3 defense that can take over a game, right? And so Kentucky's offense, I'd put them in that pile with Tennessee and with Alabama and with Auburn that can just take over a game and a tournament for an extended period.
All right, so Kentucky's 6-3 on the road this year and 2-1 on neutral. That's good, man. That's in their 5-5 quad 1 wins. I mean, that puts them up there with everybody but a handful of teams with 6 quad 1 wins. I mean, they've done some pretty good damage, Bartoo.
They have. Now, when they go on the road, they're not going to get the SEC home cooking, though.
Yeah.
From the charity stripe. You look at some of these teams, Kentucky.
Except the other night.
Like in my model, Kentucky, if they played themselves, they would expect to get 3 more free throws made on the line. I mean, these are 3 points, 4 points, 5 points. Alabama's is almost 5 points.
Wow.
Extra free throws at home than on the road. So yeah, your conference there is whistle happy. It's also home friendly.
Okay. The other night, Mississippi State shot 19 free throws at home. Kentucky shot 19 free throws at home. Now that may be skewed because Mississippi State fouled at the end to come back. All right, Bartoo, thanks, buddy. See you, dude.
Take it easy, brother. Yep.
Brought to you by Bet 50 Play 30. Golden Moon Casino Sportsbook and Lounge, Dancing Rabbit Golf Club. Bet 50 Play 30 at Pearl River Resort. Ross Dellinger, Yahoo Sports on the college football playoff. Coming up next on the Farm Bureau Insurance Guest Line.